The most HVAC companies obsess over getting new customers, but the real money's made when the same customers call you again and again. And so this KPI reveals whether your company is building repeat relationships or just replacing customers every year. So it's a pretty straightforward KPI. It's just saying how many active customers did you have and how many total jobs did you do, and divide the two. But as with all data sets and with all KPIs, the hardest part is getting your data structured properly. For this one, it's actually not too challenging. And I have a data set here that I created. And so if you want this data set with my solutions, there's a link to download it. But essentially what we have is a pretty basic, spreadsheet that shows every job that you did, acquisition channel, customer ID, you probably have a name there, customer type, customer segment, system type, things like that, job type, lead source, what tech is on it, who dispatched it, who's the customer service rep. And so, yeah, so we can, with this data, all we really need with this data set is just when did you do the job and the customer ID. If you have these two columns, you can calculate this KPI. I just create in-depth KPI or in-depth data sets because I want it to be realistic, and also once you learn how to do this, you'll be able to slice and dice this any way you want. And so instead of doing it by month, you could do it by customer type. You could do it by customer segment. You could do it by property type. So you can, pick and choose how you want to do it. Just for now, I'm going to do it simply by month. And so the first thing we need to do is we need to get the end of the month based on when the service date was. So it's just EOM, and then you can see end of month, and then go back all the way over here to the event date, comma 0. Make sure it's 0, because 0 will give you the end of that month. If you do 1 here, it'll be the end of February. Okay, so we have everything we need. So what we do now is we need to get a unique list of the months, and then we just have to count active customers and then total jobs. So to get a unique list of the month, what we do is just type in month and then equals unique. Unique, and then way over here, the month column that we created. And make sure you can see I messed up. Make sure you highlight the table range, not the whole column, because you can see now you have month twice and then you have a 0. So let me do it the right way here. Equals unique. And then you can see, you see how the AG is green? So don't do that. What you'll see is the mouse will change right before it goes to the top here, and do it that way. And you can also see unique table month here. So we have that. Let me just center everything. I'll zoom in as well. So here we will let, customers and then jobs. So when I say customers, I mean active customers and a unique list. So what we do is we have a column. Where is it? There should be a column. Actually, every customer here is an active customer, right? Because each row is the month. Is a job done by the month. So what we're going to do is we're going to filter the list of customers here, equals filter, comma, and then we want to do it where this here equals, and then it's going to be cell B3. And you can see you get a long list of customers, right? And so we have 164 customers. But the problem here is that there could be duplicates here. I'm going to sort this. You don't need to do this. I just want to sort it to show you. So you can see, let me see. Yeah, see how there's duplicates here? So we don't want that. We want just a customer count. So what we're going to do, I'm going to actually remove sort because we don't need it. I just wanted to show you. So we're going to do the unique list. Now that removes all the duplicates. And now we're going to do count A, and that will count the number. So there's 136 unique customers for the month of January 31st, 2024. You double click that down and you're good. And then for here, what we're going to do is we're just going to count the number of rows that have January 31st, because each row that has that is a job done. So COUNTIF month here, comma, B3. And so we have 164. And now we need, jobs per customer, average jobs per customer, like this. So that's super simple. Just divide total jobs divided by the number of customers. And then you get that. And we can set its target to 1.3. And then I'm going to equal the one above it. Okay. And so now we can create the chart. Pretty straightforward. Let me see. Did I do 2 decimals here? Yeah. So all you have to do, because all we want is the line of this next to a target line. And so I'm going to highlight all of this, and then I'm going to hold down Control and highlight this here. Go to Insert, Recommended Charts, and it's the first one right here. And what you'll notice right off the bat is that the axes are two. Hold on a second. That's the second part. We actually want to do the columns as well. So Insert, Recommended Charts, and then you can start to see all charts, combo. Okay, so it's this one right here. So for active customers and total jobs, we're going to do a clustered column. But for average jobs for a customer and target, we're going to do a line on a secondary axis. Yeah, sorry about that. I forgot that we wanted to do this part as well. Okay, so that's essentially how you create it. Pretty straightforward to create it. Again, the hardest part is just getting your data structured properly. But to be fair, for this specific KPI, all you need, again, is the customer ID and the event date. And by customer ID, you might have a name, you might have, a first name, last name, an address, some of those things. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to fix this line right here. So it's taking up too much real estate. So I'm going to double click, go to the little paint bucket here. And then you can pick whatever color you want, but I'm going to make it a little bit thinner. Maybe make it a dot. And then let me fix the title. Okay, and then the final thing, if you want to add data labels, you can just click in the chart and add data labels. But if you do it like this, it's going to be way too noisy and it's not going to make much sense, right? So if you want a specific data label, say for just the line, then click on the line, and then you can see it's there, but it's still noisy. And then if you want just a specific point, then just double click. You can see that only that is selected. And then you can do it that way. And then we can find a low point. Maybe this is the low point here. And then data label. And if you want to add a background to it, you can just click and then click the background. Make it bold. I mean, you can, add and remove decimals, like all that good stuff. Speaking of adding and removing decimals, that's what I'll do here. With this, I'll remove 1 decimal. So I'm going to double click on the axis, go to number, and then go to 1. And then what you'll see is that has been removed. But yeah, so that's how you calculate this. Pretty straightforward if you have the data. But if you have any questions on this, just let me know. Questions at Databoards. If you want the file with my solutions, there's also a link to download it, or again, questions at Databoards. And if you need some help structuring your data, getting the KPIs, building out all your metrics and organizing all your data, then you can email me, or there's a link to hop on my calendar. But anyways, that is it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.